is the reason you can't?
Yeah, I can. I've heard these kind of stories happening. I think this is actually one of the more tame examples. I mean, it's like when you get cut off in traffic in by a bad driver, dude. It's not going to be the last time. Like this is just somebody
Mhm.
loves attention, desperate for attention, and she wants to make a point. She's probably something else probably happened in her life that makes her particularly miserable today in this circumstance. And airplanes are enough to drive you crazy, like
Yeah,
going through airports and being in a goddamn airplane for an extended period of time with a bunch of idiots, probably have COVID. You know,
yeah.
it's a
No, this
recipe
is
for a freak out.
absolutely insane. Um, John Lithium has a good point. Wants to bet that she's an established right wing
Yeah,
influencer with her own mid-sized YouTube channel. Probably,
she looks like one.
probably. And it's just, it's so far because they go, oh, this is spiritual warfare. You don't like me saying the name of Jesus. No, you're disruptive. You're being disruptive in a public setting. This is the same as I remember it was during like 2021, movie theaters were just opening. Someone went to go, I forget what movie it was, but it might have been Cats even. But the theater projector broke. And so some woman decides, this is my chance to try out my stand up comedy in the middle of a theater that is everyone's frustrated because the movie's not playing. And she's like, oh, let me start performing. And then they tell her to shut the fuck up. And she's like, oh my God, you're being so mean to me. Why are you harshing on me? And this goes into, I think what we were talking about last week on this space station is sometimes if we're talking about in the context of alcohol, if you're partying, you assume everyone around you is partying, whether that be a worker at a fast food joint, cars driving down the street. You
Sure,
think everyone around you is part of the party.
sure.
Same with them, but they're not. But they're sober. They're not even drunk. They don't even have an excuse. What's going, Yakov? What's going on? Welcome, welcome. I wouldn't feel safe either. I agree.
Everyone's looking for an excuse to look like a victim and look
Yeah.
oppressed and
Get that 15 minutes of fame. Now, last week
pathetic.
we also talked about the Israeli. I've seen it referred to as cooter maxing influencer,
Cooter
where she's
maxing.
just sitting on a chair with her legs up and exposed to the nth degree pussy on display to try and get the gooner dudes to intake Israeli propaganda. Now we've got, must have been successful, at least a little, because we've got the NRA getting in on the same fucking thing. This is this is an NRA supporter. I think she works for the NRA. This is literally posted by them. Gun grabbers are on the march nationwide. First of all, gun grabbers, really, when the president is famous for saying grab him by the pussy, that's hilarious. And our NRA robot, Taylor Lowry, wants you to join the fight. The NRA can only secure your gun rights thanks to its loyal members
Right.
in
It's
all
always
50
they're coming
states.
after you. It's always the victimhood.
They're
Oh, they're
coming
coming
after
after
you.
us.
So here we go.
A lot of you thought I was AI. Can a robot do that? I'm real, and so is the push to take away your guns. Let's get into it. A ban on America's most popular handgun. That's not stopping criminals. That's targeting America's law-abiding gun owners. If I'm ever forced to defend my life, does it really matter how many rounds I get? Yeah, because pistol grips and adjustable stock.
See, I was going to give her credit. I
Jesus
was going to
Christ.
give her credit and say she's not posing. However, this is the pose. This is a pose. This is a pose. I mean, she's also putting the gun in the waistband.
Gun-free zones create one thing. Easy targets.
Which is highly dangerous.
And when they can't ban your gun, they'll just make it harder to carry. Gun grabbers only care about one thing.
Gun grabbers.
Optics and politics. Not your safety. Stay focused on what's real. I'm Taylor, the NRA's favorite robot. Join us today.
Ugh, disgusting.
That's nuts.
No, I mean,
That's
it
nuts.
feels like Nazi propaganda. I mean, is it okay? I wish we had a woman on here. I
Yeah, I
need to
know.
know. I need to know if it's okay to call that woman a whore.
I mean,
Because
whore for the money,
yeah,
absolutely.
that's what I'm thinking. I mean, she is prostituting her sexuality to sell fear. So that seems to me like a transaction. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
it's like
And
Melania's a whore. Like it's obvious. Like I'm
I mean, I
sorry,
don't
like
even
she
begrudge
is.
necessarily the Israeli OnlyFans girl because yeah, I am an OnlyFans girl. I am now getting paid to do this. Sure, but it's transparent a little bit. She didn't say
Mm-hmm.
like Israel lobby paid me money to say this stuff. She's just spouting it, but it's so blatant, like you kind of know. Now, still not cool, and she should say, "Yeah, they paid me to say this. Here's the talking points that they wanted me to say," because that would be even more like, "Yeah, I'm just doing this for money. I do not care about what is about to come out of my mouth." This
Yeah.
one is clearly working for the NRA, part of the team, which I'm sure they recruit from those Trump pageants or whatever. Uh, just hilarious the desperation that they're in. And this is what they're kind of all saying without saying. And this is not an attractive woman. So I'm sorry, folks. I apologize. But this is something I've not heard. Coming after Emmett Till. Interesting angle. I've heard, Charlie Kirk kind of takes swipes at MLK. They've tried to sully that reputation without straight out being like, we hate him, we don't like civil rights. But they're past that at this point.
What explains this idolatry? There's an obvious payoff for blacks. They love to tell us we're bad, 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 and we can never do enough for them. Pay up, honky. But isn't it pathetic to nourish hatred by making a hero out of a boy who accomplished nothing in life but be killed? Aren't any blacks revolted by this?
A boy.
But it's white people who are the real mental cases. The Till business was not the white man at its finest. But was it a colossal horror that condemns us all? Hardly. No past horror, no matter how colossal, implicates any of us. This foolishness is supposed to be about tackling the always unfinished work of racial equality and never repeating the crimes of the past. Clearly, beneath the surface, we're all monsters. What explains this idolatry?
I mean, is that not fucking nuts? Have you ever heard? Like, look, this is why. If you ever question why Candace Owens is necessary for the right wing, this is why. Because coming out of her mouth, that's a hot take. That goes viral. Coming out of this old white man's mouth, that's just like, oh my God. Get the fuck out of here, you weird racist fuck.
Well, but that resonates. What he just said resonates with conservative voice, with conservative
Sure.
ears.
But I
Conservatives
think
want to hear that. They're sick of conservative white people are sick of being called racist, even though many of them are.
yeah.
If not.
Oh yeah. No, they've been making the argument since Rush Limbaugh that racist is just like being called a jerk or lame. It's just a bad word. You don't like the naughty word that you're called.
Right.
What did you walk in on? Fascist watch. That's what you walked in on, Pinkerbell. How you doing? What's going on, Latino Mofune? Discord extraordinaire. Got a couple more clips for Fascist Watch, then we'll get into the successes of last night.
Okay.
This is we don't need to watch the whole thing, but it's just funny. Here's two
RFK, dude.
Zionists yelling at each other.
I don't know if I could do
One of whom loves to gargle every morning with shards of broken glass and cigarette butts.
All you know how to do is repeat things that people told you and say, trust the experts. That's what you did during COVID. Now we know that Anthony Fauci, who was the expert, was lying about everything, about masks, about social distancing, about natural immunity, about the transmission from the vaccine, about the source of COVID. He was lying, and you were punishing people for not trusting the experts. And now you're rolling out the experts again to talk about something that you have no personal knowledge of.
Okay, well, guess what? that is my job, to talk to people.
Your job is to
Am I
tell the
allowed to
truth
talk?
to the American
Yes,
public.
yes. And my job
And
is
to
to
be-
get as
and
much
to-
information as I
And to
can.
maintain
And what we were doing,
a posture
what we were
of
doing,
fierce skepticism
what we
toward
were
government
doing
authority.
in COVID and
He's such a
still
douchebag.
with regard to these vaccines is getting the best information, the best science that we can, and putting it out there. And sir, what you are doing is causing
getting the best
information
science
to
from
be out
somebody
there that
who's
is
lying to
not
you.
accurate.
Who was lying to
The
you?
National Academy of Sciences, which you just cited in November, said we support the statement that vaccines do not cause autism. This is the National Academy of Sciences that you just talked about.
Look at the national.
Jesus Christ. It's like every word is fighting to get out of this blubbering body. It's insane. Look, there's a little fascist on fascist violence. We love it. Fuck Dana Bash. She can go fuck herself with her fucking Zionist money. And fuck RFK. That was just a little fun for me to watch that.
Yeah, I just hate that man. He's
Yeah.
you know, the Kennedys were like my Catholic Cape Cod cousins. So I've got a soft spot for the myth of JFK and his son and his wife, but everyone else I don't really necessarily think has a valuable worldview. They're all neoliberal capitalists, and then in the case of RFK, he's a complete traitor. I mean, he is just a traitor, and not just to his family, not just to his country, but to the entire intellectual arena of science, which is the pursuit of fact, not opinion.
Yeah.
So, like, they don't call it scientific opinion; it's scientific fact. So, he's an asshole. He spreads a lot of ignorance, and this is actually derivative of something I talk about in my third essay, American Exceptionalism, where it's individualism on steroids. So you start to think, I'm just as smart as my doctor. I shouldn't listen to everything my doctor says. I shouldn't have blind faith in my doctor. And that's actually right. You shouldn't have blind faith. You should ask questions about what's going on with your body. But when they give you the answers, you should listen. And if you have an issue with that doctor's opinion, like if he tells you you have cancer, but you're outraged, you don't believe him, whatever, you're in denial, and you go see another oncologist, and then he or she tells you again that you have cancer. What's the fucking conclusion? You have fucking cancer. This is the easiest way to get through to people on climate change, actually, because you're not going to win the argument with quoting data. I mean, quoting data can work with someone who's got a college education and just happens to be conservative. That's actually usually pretty rare, though. But in order to appreciate science, you kind of, and you don't have if you don't have an education, and it just doesn't have to be college, but it has to be equivalent. It's I don't know. It can get very confusing very quickly. So the easiest thing to do is to just make a comparison to what do you do when you get sick? You go to see the doctor, and then you do what the doctor tells you to do. Well, you've got 98.9% of climate scientists telling you that negative climate change is caused by man-made activity, specifically the burning of fossil fuels. So you going to believe that, or are you going to argue with them?
No, what they're going to do is keep going to doctors until they find one who says you don't have cancer. They go, okay, everybody believe that guy. Everybody believe that one.
You know what's funny? You know what that reminds me of, that thought process, is Rogan.
Yes,
Rogan
very
loves
much.
to find the sliver of dissent within widespread consensus. And like, maybe this guy, like, find that guy. Find the guy who disagrees with, find the guy with the weird look and, like, you know, eccentric personality that everyone in his field says is garbage.
Hey, move the mic a little bit closer to your mouth.
Oh, sure.
There you go.
Am I quiet?
Yeah, perfect. But yeah, exactly. I've seen Rogan. Definitely look up, hey, Jamie, pull that up. And then Jamie will pull up accurate information. He'll go, no, don't trust that source. Look up another one. Look up another one. Look up another. Oh, okay, that one. Right. That one from some random guy's blog. That one we're going to take as fact.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, no, Joe Rogan's an asshole. He's a good example of, I don't really like talking about him too much, but he is just a prime example of success destroying your personal growth curve. Like, as soon as he got that deal from Spotify and got to be worth over $100 million, you know, he stopped growing, man. There's no hunger anymore. If there's no creative hunger, then the person stops learning. And true intellectuals never stop learning. You know, true intellectuals love being wrong. Like, and that's what Rogan never does. Rogan never takes a stand on and has an opinion and risks being wrong. He's always there to just kind of accommodate the guest and stroke the guest's ego and make him or her feel special. And it's usually him. Have you noticed how few female guests he's like ever had?
Very few.
Yeah.
Very few.
Yeah, because women don't want to go on that show.
Not anymore. Yeah. I mean, you know, occasionally, again, before he went like totally off the deep end, female comedians here and there who were great. Like, I remember Fortune Feemster getting a spot on there and raising her profile, and she's hilarious. I'm so glad she did Rogan at that time to get that bump. She deserved it. Nowadays, it's not happening. He's not even having like conservative women. Like, where's the next Candace Owens fucking episode? Where's the
Tommy Lauren
episode? In the midst of this fascist roundup, I do want to make it serious just for a second, because some serious shit. This is serious. Like, the fascists are fucking here. They are rounding people up. It is not
your mic.
bubbling RFK.
There you go. Now you're good.
Yeah. So a group of women leaked a video from inside ICE detention. Multiple women report physical and sexual assault by the officers, children taken away from mothers, officers expose detainees' private info so they can be trafficked.
Of course. Like all the darkest shit you could think
of
that's happening.
Amputated 4 toes off a woman, didn't tell her why. Woman with only 1 kidney suffering renal failure. 3 months pregnant mother had a miscarriage in cell but received no medical attention. This is insane.
Wednesdays for the darkness. We're going dark on Wednesdays.
Officers having sexual relations with detainees, which is rape. That's what it is. Multiple women show bruises and other injuries on camera caused by excessive force. We're not going to play the whole video here. Video recorded on tablet inside the Bastille ICE Detention Center in Louisiana. So even, shout out Jeff and them down in Louisiana. She doesn't have an account on this platform. Ooh, so posting.
Gotta mute it.
Sorry. And then the update on this story is they were discovered. They were ICE then put them in solitary confinement as retaliation. They're threatening us. They're hitting us. We fear for her safety. They're killing us, but we have our voice. Please help us. So again, Bastille ICE detention facility in Louisiana. This is what we're fighting against, folks. It is fascism. It is scary. It is silly. We make fun of it, but it is fucking terrifying, and they need to be fucking prosecuted. They need to be prosecuted. There is no turning the page on this. There is no...
I hope you're right about it. I hope so, man. Don't get your hopes up.
I won't.
America's not known for resolution. We're like a fucking teenager with all of our issues that we don't want to deal with.
No.
So prosecution for these types of people is low odds.
Back to the funny, because
you didn't want to.
That's dark.
Show the video. Okay.
No, it's too much, man. Really, like.
Okay.
I encourage y'all to watch it. Like, go find that out. But like, it is harrowing. And God, please, let's get some protests going in Louisiana. But Ted Cruz was speaking with Jesse Waters about comments made by Francesca Hong, the candidate for Wisconsin governor, who we will.
These two douchebags.
I believe the election is next week.
God, I hate these guys.
And they are trying to reignite the old war on Christmas. However, with a new twist, that is the war on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I heard about this.
Is that where the energy is? They want to cancel Thanksgiving?
They're crazy enough, yes. They want to cancel Thanksgiving. They want to cancel Christmas. Look, these communists hate America. They hate capitalism. El Sayed is also an Islamist, as is Mandami. And look, you see the green-red convergence where the communists and the Islamists, they want Sharia law. They hate Jews. They hate Christians. They hate capitalism. They hate America. All of this is coming together in a way that is really a toxic, toxic stew.
I mean,
what do you expect, dude? It's the insult is permissible, guys. Ugly on the outside, ugly on the inside. It's hard to believe, but Ted Cruz is actually uglier on the inside than he is on the outside. Waters is another piece of shit. Yeah. These guys, like, they're just invoking the most superficial, laziest, most white trash worldview they can think of. Oh, Al-Sayed's, he's calling Al-Sayed's not even DSA. He's not even a socialist. He claims to be a capitalist.
Yeah, they don't care.
He still believes
Islamist.
in free markets. By the way, that's his weakest thing is his socio-political identity. He has to get that sorted out.
Yeah.
But I was told about it was Win last night, and we'll talk about that. But then, the Sharia law, like, that's just a scary word.
Yeah.
And they talk about that shit all the time. And it's like they act as if these people have power. Dude, the Proud Boys have more power than these people.
Yeah.
Like, the fucking KKK is more prolific than these people. We just don't talk about it. I tell you what the big one is, Confederate Christianity. All right? Confederate Christianity. Take that and run with it, audience. Anybody who hears that, it's Confederate Christian nationalism. It's not just Christian nationalism. It's not white Christian nationalism. It's Confederate Christian nationalism. Bring it back. We're losing sight, DAP, of the real conflict, where the real fight is progressives versus fascists. But right now, the current fight is progressives versus neoliberals.
Right.
And all these people out here who are calling themselves liberals, I'm like, have you done your research? Do you know what liberal used to mean versus what it has meant ever since Bill Clinton became president? And the answer is usually no.
No.
The answer is usually no. Bill Clinton killed the word liberal. There is no liberal anymore. There is only neoliberal and progressive / in my opinion, you're going to have to go all the way to socialist to autocorrect. I'm a socialist. Not everybody has to be a socialist, but I mean, I think the predisposition we should have towards any sector of our society is not whether or not the government should be involved. It's to what extent and how.
The most fucked up shit is that really what's happening is the Democrats are moving right. Like, everything that's on the DSA platform, the establishment, like, most of the stuff that's on the DSA platform, aside from, like, abolishing the Senate and the Supreme Court or whatever, are things that Democrats have been campaigning on for 30 years, for my entire lifespan. Have been campaigning on access to abortion, health care, affordability, groceries, living wage, all these things they lie about in their fundraising emails that they actually want to do, but they don't. They don't want to do it. Yakov, I too am Jewish, and I also hate Ted Cruz. He's a fucking piece of shit. So I think what's happening now is, I mean, he even heard some progressives say, like, oh, who was it? I think it was Neera Tanden interviewed after the NYC primaries, going, all the things that they're running on, these are our values, Democrat values of health care and living wage and this and that. It's like, well, yeah, but you're not actually fighting for them. That's the problem.
Right.
That's what we're doing. We're fighting the neoliberals so that we can fight the fascists. We're fighting them to get in a position to fight the fascists because they're not doing their job. That's their fucking job, and they're not doing it. Last piece of Fascist Watch was going to lead us right in to last night's victories is Jake Lang. Jake Lang back out there in Michigan trying to incite people against Abdul. I don't know what the fuck he does other than try to get beat up so he can go viral. It's probably a fetish of his. Anyways, here he is waving a ISIS flag. Oh no, that's never mind. There's Jake Lang. He's so small I could barely see him.
We support ICE. We do not want these illegal immigrants here. Dearborn, Michigan. I speak the name of Jesus.
He got rocked and
Somebody
chased.
Oh shit.
Goodbye.
Oh, man. Yeah,
Goodbye.
Dude, this is what you're gonna get, dude. Don't let him get in. Don't let him get in.
Now you got the cops there protecting him because that's what cops do. Well, people got some good looks in.
Good thing those were female cops. Otherwise, that guy would have gotten tased and arrested.
Now fuck that bitch! Fuck you, pussy!
Ran away like the bitch ass pussy he is.
Yeah, oh man, it's like, you're not supposed to like feel positive about that kind of thing, but when in doubt, go back to the context, man. And according to my definition, I think yours too, you tell me, of the current political climate, we're at war.
That's self-defense, in my opinion.
We're at war, and they started it, and now we have to finish it. And if we got it, and it starts by taking back our streets. You're not welcome in urban and suburban areas with your white trash MAGA ignorance. You're MAGA evil. Not down, guys. It's not. We're not allowing it. It's anti-American. That's the thing.
Anti-fucking American.
Let's escalate. Let's call them traitors, treasonous Trump trash traitors. Like what was it? No. Treasonous Trump trash terrorists. That's what I want to call them. I mean, don't stop. And don't stop until Trump's way out.
Until there's no more Chud the Builders. There's no more Jake Langs. There's no more economy.
Chud the Builder got his, dude.
Right,
Chud
he
the
did.
Builder got his. Holy shit. That guy fucked up his life. Oh my God.
Until there is no, and this may never come, where there is no economy to make money off being racist in public, keep on them. Keep on them. But yeah, he was in Michigan because our boy Abdul El Sayed won the election, eked it out, kind of fucking made us all nervous last night on the election stream because he was up by
lower than expected turnout
in the beginning, and then Haley Stevens kept closing that gap. So lower than expected turnout. I did not hear about that. That's interesting. But here is his accepted speech this morning. Part of it.
Mike's a guy who spent 14 years
Talk about
in
Mike
Congress
Rogers
with one goal: to figure out how to cash out the day he left. And guess what he did? As soon as he left Congress, after having taken corporate check after corporate check after corporate check to empower the corporations to pick your pockets, he went and he cashed out. Not in Michigan. No, winters are too cold for him. He's got thin skin after all. He went to Florida. So, Mike, if you want to be a Florida man, go be a Florida man. If you want to golf in Florida, go golf in Florida. But I promise you in November, we are going to send you back to Florida. Mike Rogers is the guy who wants to put a data center in your backyard so he can make himself feel a little bit more manly by making an AI video. Mike Rogers is the guy who has never shied away from a DTE check so he could turn his face in the direction of Florida. Mike Rogers is a guy who will do anything Blue Cross Blue Shield wants him to do, including raise your rates. Mike Rogers is a guy who introduced legislation to increase the flow of opioids. He did that while I was in high school.
Wow.
Mike Rogers is a guy whose politics and vision and perspective are old. Mike Rogers is a guy who has never shied away from a corporation he could do a favor for. Mike Rogers is a guy who, believe it or not, went back to Florida so he can lick every single boot Donald Trump owns to beg for his endorsement. I'm so sorry. If you want a senator who's going to lick some boots, fine, go vote for Mike Rogers. But if you want a senator who's going to stand up to Donald Trump, then you've got your option right here. And what's funny about Mike Rogers is that he's like the worst of all versions of the Republican Party, right? He's the worst of the neocon version. I mean, he was in the House during the entirety of the Iraq War. He left because he got tired of it. And then he swore up and down he could never support Donald Trump until, of course, he was licking Donald Trump's boots. So now he carries the burden of both of those things. Is he MAGA? Is he neocon? Mike's the guy
That's a good way to. I mean, first of all, we talk about the generational divide a lot, but him going like literally, I was in high school when this guy was voting to increase the opioid crisis in this country. That would only be felt or at least recognized decades later. And then being like, yeah, you voted for Iraq, and then you got bored, and then you said you wouldn't support Donald Trump, and then you did. You are the MAGA, and this. We got to tie them together, right? Because the fucking Democrats did such a good job, unfortunately, of separating out the Republicans and MAGA as two separate entities. They are the same.
That's where I was going to go too. So my message would be in keeping with the contextual, like wartime attitude. We're not going to distinguish between MAGA conservatives and anti-MAGA conservatives. You're all in the same party, which means you're all on the same side of the conflict. If you want to leave the GOP and be independent and vote in Democratic Party primaries and general elections and promote progressives, let's do it. Glad to have you. But don't expect me to show any respect for conservative ideology because it's what's produced our current condition.
Yeah. And, we had more than just one win. Unfortunately, we had a loss. Cori Bush, devastated. But she's going to stay in the fight, of course. She'll be back. But we had Donovan McKinney winning. Also in Michigan, going to the House. I'll play a few seconds of this. Because I gotta see this.
Watch you. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show niggas. Certified boogeyman, I'm the one that up the score.
Sometimes you gotta pop out and show them. Sometimes you gotta pop out and show them that they are not as popular as they think they are. All right. We had Mark Ruffalo endorsing Abdul Sayed. This is the tweet from Breitbart because they're not thrilled about it. I am proud to be supporting Abdul. Spider-Man Brand New Day star Mark Ruffalo appears in a fundraiser stream for Abdul El Sayed, William Lawrence, and socialist Donovan McKinney. All three of them won, by the way. Will Lawrence also won. Laughing at jokes about drinking APAC tears and expressing surprise about how he keeps appearing in Avengers movies while being so active in far-left politics. Frankly, I'm surprised too, Mark. How Disney hasn't fired you for this.
Yeah, I know.
But good.
Balls.
Good that the Hulk
has a lot of balls, man.
Is fucking left wing, dude. Love it. After Crystal Ball alludes to DSA candidates defeating establishment Dems, Buffalo responds, "This is our movement coming to bear fruit. I mean, this is what we started in 2016. This is where the progressives have been moving. This is our time, and they have to spend more and more money each time to beat us. It's just a matter of time until they flop, and this could be it." Actually, Susan Sarandon and Cynthia Nixon also appeared, but didn't say anything worth highlighting, according to Breitbart. Right. They just wanted to let you know that two women you already probably hate are also on this call with the Hulk. So everyone go hate the Hulk. Don't see Spider-Man Brand New Day, which, I'm sorry, just broke box office fucking records for hitting almost $1 billion on the first day, on opening day.
Yeah, my wife saw it with her nephews and loved it.
Well, I saw it with two of my adult friends, okay, and it was a blast.
I mean, I gave up on, I don't know, I'm still like recovering from the Game of Thrones series finale. In terms
gave up on franchises?
In terms of my just trust in Hollywood to
tell you what,
to be consistent. And the Avengers was fun for a little while, but I gave up on that. I haven't even seen Infinity War, and I couldn't care less. I just don't care.
I'll tell you what.
Doctor Strange was amazing. What?
Doctor Strange was a lot of fun. As far as Game of Thrones goes, check out A Night of the Seven Kingdoms. 6 episodes.
I'm doing House of the Dragon, and I did the first episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, and I really liked it. It's good. It's just I'll never forgive HBO for imploding. There was a way, like they were in a tough spot with the end of Game of Thrones, but there was a way out of it where they could have done some easy things that would have made sense, but there were so many plot holes. They just and all the actors saw it coming that were interviewed. Like
Yeah.
They were all like best season ever.
The Amelia
here it
Clark
comes.
one is pretty like
Amelia
amazing.
Clark. She's like, yeah,
It's
best
great.
season ever. Yeah. But no, I mean, this Tom Holland's a force, man. He and Zendaya are married or getting married.
Yeah, they're already married. So check out my review of Spider-Man, Brand New Day. Check that out. Spent 4 hours editing it, so I'd really appreciate if that does numbers. Also, The Odyssey, Zendaya and Tom Holland were all, and John Barenthal. Also,
so Zendaya and Tom Holland are like the king and queen of Hollywood right now, or prince and princess of Hollywood right now. If they're both in The Odyssey and then he's in Spider-Man, then yeah, I'd say they're the prince and princess
all
of
three
Hollywood.
of them. Like, so John Barenthal, who played
The
Punisher, he's in Spider-Man. It's almost like a buddy cop movie. It's a lot of fun. And also Zendaya is Mary Jane, so she's in there. And then in The Odyssey, they are also three distinct characters who do interact in the Odyssey. Actually, they don't interact with Zendaya, but they interact with each other. They share a screen. So they're making bank this summer, those three actors.
Must be
good
nice.
for them.
Must be nice. I always get a little peeved though when it's a Brit, you know, for a white guy. Like if it's gonna be a white guy that hits it big, I want it to be an American. I can't help but root for the Yanks.
I was talking to Gina last Friday. Shout out Gina Bonanno, Raw News and Politics. We were going over the Alan Richardson interviews, the dude who plays Reacher on the Amazon show, and how he was going after Trump, being like, Trump's a fucking pedophile. What are we doing here? Let me at the Epstein files. I'll get him out in 2 seconds. And I was going, dude, I want him to play Bond because Tom Holland, one of England's, is playing one of America's biggest icons. Let's get one of our Americans to play one of England's biggest icons. Let's get one, at least.
Yeah, good luck. I mean, the woman, so it's like an heiress. The woman who inherited the rights to Bond is British. I mean, look, it doesn't happen nearly enough. It happened in The Crown with John Lithgow playing Winston Churchill. It doesn't happen that often where an American's going to play a Brit. I mean, it's just, I think it goes back to the lack of theater training in the United States, but it's just why cast an American to play a Brit when there are already so many great British actors to choose from.
So let me throw up Haley Stevens. This was who went up against Abdul. I was happy to see this morning, that Mallory McMorrow, who yesterday posted that she would support
what a coward,
whichever candidate won, she would immediately endorse, which is like,
which
coward,
is so weak. It's
riding
so weak.
the fence.
You got to gamble, bitch. You got to gamble.
If you're gonna gamble, fucking do it.
And she should have gone with the trend. She'd be like, wait a second. And he's not even DSA, guys.
Right.
He's Medicare for all. He's policy. The whole and by the way, we haven't even talked about him being a lax bro, which is just fantastic. But because he's not tall. He's like jacked, but he's not tall.
Oh, really?
He's like 5'8" or something.
Short king?
Yeah, something like that.
Hell yeah.
And yeah, exactly. Good for him. And but Mallory McMorrow, if she had gambled and she'd be like, you know what? It's clear to me that there's something wrong with the Democratic Party establishment. So just based on that, I'll endorse Abdul. Just because I think we need new blood and the inbreeding has got to stop.
Yeah.
That would have gotten her a fucking job somewhere.
She could have been the Brad Lander of that race.
Yeah. Right.
She could have been the Brad Lander, but instead she's stuck just hanging out. She's hanging out at the press conference. But Haley Stevens, to her credit, also said we have to unite against Mike Rogers and, unify. Let's hope that she does more than Jasmine Crockett's doing. But here's a little reminder of why she lost.
Our system needs to change, right? Our system needs to evolve. I want to end dark money in politics.
But you're the beneficiary.
Yeah. Well, and certainly so is Mike Rogers.
Right.
Oh,
so immediately.
Hypocrisy.
Immediately going, we got to end dark money. You benefit from it. Well, so does the Republican. That's been the Democrat explanation for the last, since Citizens United. We have to play in the mud too because it's unfair. If they're going to get big money, then we should get big money. I want big paychecks. I want my consultant class to get paid and get money.
Yep.
This is what it is, and this is why she fucking lost. So please do, as much as he wants you to endorse him.
Dude, he only won by 15,000 votes.
Right. It was too close. Like,
that's really small. Only 15,000. I was expecting like 100,000. So but Mallory got 61. If she had endorsed Haley Stevens probably would have won.
Yeah.
It's Mallory McMorrow. See, again, Here we are again with not just the progressive left, because it's understandable, but the neoliberal and independent left, or center left, or whatever the hell you want to call the people who aren't DSA friendly, okay? Not knowing how to exercise power. Not knowing how to, in the crucial moments, broker a fucking deal. Make a fucking play. This is about like growing up playing sports and understanding competition. When your moment arrives, fucking boot the ball in the back of the net. Yeah. Score the goal. Catch the run, catch the touchdown pass. Like, make the play. Like in this case, it was Mallory McMorrow. Instead of throwing it deep and trying to throw a touchdown pass, she got sacked. Yeah. And
really.
that's I think the best.
Whoever wins, I will support. Like what a waste. What a waste.
Yeah.
What is your utility then?
Idiot. Again, I got to tell you guys, this is something that like happens when mediocre people or people who are just like, I mean, look at Haley Stevens. She just looks like a loser. Come on.
Yeah.
Like when mediocre people get into politics, that's why, by the way, they get into politics and get up the ladders, because they are easily influenced. They're easily manipulated. They are easily controlled. You need to surround yourself with people who aren't afraid of you and who aren't afraid of the forces behind you. And my guess is that Mallory McMorrow was one good personnel decision away in her inner circle from actually making the most of this moment, getting behind Abdul. She could have, if this margin was like, she could have been like, hey, he won because of me. Yeah. He won because of my endorsement. Or it's like, my endorsement didn't hurt. Like, and then it could have been like, this is the way the game is played. But instead, everyone's narcissism seems to get the best of it. I don't know if you guys have watched my latest essays, but I keep running into these 3 cardinal sins with respect to American party politics, left and right, dude, on both sides of the aisle. Hypocrisy, narcissism, and ignorance. Yeah. Those 3 things, man, just be on the lookout for all of those 3 sins as you see the party political machine operate, and it will you can see everything coming. You can see everything coming.
And what did she get out of, like, if Haley Stevens had won, do you think she'd get a cabinet or anything out of that? Would she even be standing behind Haley Stevens?
No, the establishment already hates her. The establishment already hates her for taking whatever votes away from Haley Stevens that she did.
Right.
So she's not going to get in good with the establishment. No, her only play was to support Abdul because he's a rising star. If he wins, he's going to have the opportunity to hire people.
His coattails.
Yeah, exactly. And like to your comparison, the Lander comparison. Yeah. Like the press. That's what's so tragic, is that there's an example to draw from. It's like, this is how the game is played, and they just didn't do it. She just didn't do it. Idiot.
She was too terrified. Of being disliked, I guess. Again, narcissism. Yep. This was Abdul's speech last night, about 1 a.m. to keep people engaged. Hey, we're still counting votes. There's hope on the horizon. He was right, because they did win. They eked it out. But let's see what he had to say when he didn't know.
Is not because we ignore our challenges. The greatness of America is the ability to see those challenges and fix them. And 250 years on, as we think about where we go from here, it is that ability to correct that we together have embraced in this movement. We live in an era of historical inequality, In an era where union participation is near an all-time low, but the number of billionaires has never been higher. An era where schools continue to carry the consequences of historical segregation. An era where we continue to see a few very small people try to define America as being as small as they are.
Ooh.
We can't control the past 250 years. What we can do is build the next 250.
I love it. I love it. Build the same kind of thing, a similar kind of thing that Zoran did on July 4th, where he highlighted the new citizens who just passed their citizenship test to become Americans, how America is the melting pot. It is the dream. Regardless of what you've experienced in this country, that is still the dream, and we can make it a reality for the next 250. We are laying the foundation. 250 years ago, this country was founded-ish. Right now, we have a chance to lay the groundwork for the next 250. I love that framing. I love the looking past my lifetime, kids' lifetime, grandkids' lifetime. That's where I keep coming. Like, how much does it matter to you if human beings survive the destruction of the planet, which it will inevitably be destroyed? That's because we're talking about a fucking we want our society to get to. Are we going to live to see it? No one is. No one's going to live to see it. Whether you're a fascist, whether you're a socialist, you're never going to get to live to see the utopia that you envision in your head. You want the white supremacist fucking magic land, Tucker Carlson, you're never going to see it. You're going to see pieces on the road to it. You're seeing it now. Like those women in the detention center, like ICE shooting motherfuckers in the street, right? We are never going to see the socialist utopia, but we can see things like healthcare for all, housing for all.
I don't know. I think
raise
I don't
minimum
think
wage.
I mean, you're a lot younger than me, but I think there's a chance you could see something close to the utopia. I mean, the utopia is probably impossible. Like one of the things that Megan Romer from the DSA talked about their utopia was no prisons. I mean, you know, what she didn't say in that coverage was like, this is part of us striving towards a society where we don't need these things. Right. Where instead of prisons, we have rehabilitation centers, and violent crime isn't happening. Obviously, the rapists, child molesters, whatever, people who can't get helped, yes, prisons will always exist for them.
Right.
You know.
Which, yes, but they should mention every time.
But I had a big breakthrough when I did reaction videos to this guy, Joe Walsh, of The Social Contract. And I reacted to his videos, and I was like, and he keeps talking, because he kept talking about the Republican Party and how to save it and yada, yada, yada. And I reacted to it, and I think he saw it, because I sent his people a link. And I said, dude, this party isn't going to be coming back in any kind of positive way in your lifetime. Because I looked him up. He ran, he was a Tea Party guy. He was a Tea Party guy from Illinois, and
funny the Tea Party people who were never Trump. Like,
he voted for Trump in 20. So this guy was a Tea Party guy. He voted for Trump in 2016, and then flipped the switch once he was in president. So he's actually like got redemption possibility. As far as I'm concerned, like I'm softening on this, but it was 3 strikes and you're out. And I'm still like if you're a triple Trumper, I want nothing to do with you. Please, like, get the fuck away from me, and preferably get out of my country. But you know, with Joe, he's like he legitimately sounds like he's like in socio-political rehab, and so I'm I want to be like an AA sponsor for people like that.
Yeah, I see him pop up every now and then on Twitter and whatnot. That's why I recognize the name, but. It is one of those. It's like Andrew Sullivan. Who are those guys? The Lincoln Party guys. Every time you're like, you're making progress. You're making progress. You're coming around, and then they say like, well, not Mamdani. Well, not this guy. It's like, not socialism. You're not there because you're still a fucking conservative.
Well, you have to remember, and
you just wanted to paint yourself blue.
I'm doing this essay on Obama, and you have to remember every time, guys, check the birthday of who you're talking to.
Yeah.
Because if they're a fucking baby boomer, I'm sorry, their worldview is shaped through the prism of the false dichotomy of capitalism versus socialism. And it was really capitalism versus communism. And it wasn't even communism. Like, you have to dig deeper into what the USSR was. It was a corrupt, it never really functioned properly. Like, it had a lot of problems from the get-go. It never really had a chance. And I tell you who learned from it was China. China watched what happened to the USSR. They learned from it and have now created for themselves a nice hybrid government, which is where I think that's the transitional government for us. See, that's my big issue, Alex. I want you to keep an eye out for it. Is I need to find a voice who's going to be talking about the transition. What's the how do we move from a capital-based society to a social-based society? And I think
it's incentives.
I think it's Medicare for all. I think it's policies. I think it's Medicare for all. I think it's like something that no one talks about, debt relief, which is the easiest way to redistribute wealth.
Abdul, big part of that, helping people get rid of medical debt.
Yeah, no, he's good. It's just it's not happening to the scale that it needs to. It needs to happen at a federal level. So it would be cool to see him do that. If it's okay to be a boomer. It's just a matter, are you a baby boomer progressive? Because the baby boomer conservatives are sociopaths. The baby boomer neoliberals are losers. So if you're a baby boomer progressive, then welcome to the party. Otherwise, I'm really not here. You're here to learn. Otherwise, like I don't really, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's an attitude of Abdul's got to mend a lot of bridges, and he burned a lot of people.
What happened to Blue no matter who?
Yeah,
what happened to Blue no matter who?
I know, but
what about this is war? They don't agree. See, here we are again. The neoliberals won't agree that we're at fucking war. Because if they agreed that we're at war, they would have to get behind socialists when they win, or in this case, progressive capitalist. I don't know what you want to call it.
In that speech he gave last night, Abdul says it is time for mending bridges, and I understand where he's coming from. He's trying to win in that moment. They're still counting, so he's promising, like, I am not trying to shit on everyone. I want us all to unite and defeat the Republican. Being humble as a politician. But I echo I will share maybe the id, the anger translator, Hassan Piker, kind of expressing, I think, what a lot of us are feeling here.
Like, everyone being like, Abdullah has a fuck ton of work to do mending bridges. Here's the fucking take nuke for you, okay? You are all unbelievably Islamophobic pieces of shit, okay? You literally called the dude a fucking terrorist for months on end and, like, called him a sexist, misogynist, terrorist, bad candidate, fake doctor when he has, like, 2 fucking degrees. And now you're going to sit there and be like, well, you really got to come to me now. Like, what are you talking about? Do you want to fucking win or not? Lock the fuck in, okay? Lock the fuck in. And I do worry that there are some out there who, in an effort to make sure that this narrative that a progressive can win in a state like Michigan doesn't take root, will literally either subtly or, not so secretively endorse Mike Rogers or stay out of the race while, trying to push the excitement in the opposite direction.
Oh, dude. If Abdul loses, that would be devastating.
I agree.
That'd be devastating, but it will be because of...
It'll be the centrists.
Hypocritical whites.
Yeah.
And that'll be the reason why it loses. But I think it could win.
I think he can win too. But they're going to, especially how close it was, they're going to need to keep that pressure up.
Yeah, and he's got to be, the pitch is, I'm better at fighting MAGA than traditional establishment Democrats.
Yeah.
If the Democratic Party establishment was good at fighting MAGA, they wouldn't have lost presidential elections to Trump. And they wouldn't have lost party power when they had Biden in office.
But their argument would be, well, we did win in 2020, and that was because everyone was so excited about Biden.
But then
instead of sick of Trump.
But then I can point to the historical trend that the only time Democrats ever win the White House it comes on a silver platter of GOP failure. 92 with Clinton, 2008 with Obama after W, and then, of course, Biden after Trump's first term with COVID.
That's true.
I mean, a lot of people think that if COVID didn't happen, Trump would have gotten reelected.
Probably.
Yeah.
Like, everyone is already doing the can El Sayed unite the Democrats? And that question is just, can El Sayed get the pro-Israel vote? Can El Sayed win over, not even the vote necessarily, but like, can El Sayed get the people and the groups and the NGOs and the consultants that have worked extensively for pro-Israel candidates to shut the fuck up about El Sayed being a terrorist for a long enough timeline so that, you know, we can consolidate the base and defeat the fucking Republican?
Yeah, that's it. So that's, I think, a good example of where I think our attitudes lie.
But okay, so how does he deal with that, though? How does he deal with, like, the angst? And I think he talks about other shit. Just talk. Yeah. All Sayed should be talking about from now until Election Day is his voters.
Yeah.
All she should be talking about. This is what happened to the Michigan economy since Trump took over as president. Mm-hmm. This is what has happened. This is what Mike Rogers stands for and how it's going to affect you.
Here's how I'm going to fight for you.
The only thing I worry about with a dude as smart as Abdul is he going to, like, try to please too much? Like Obama was like that, where instead of telling the country what they need to hear, he was obsessed with telling them what they want to hear so they would continue to like him. Abdul doesn't seem to have that problem. I don't get that impression. He's not preoccupied with getting people to like him. He's preoccupied with getting people to respect him. And that's good.
Yeah.
I would, if I were coaching him, I would just expand and get even more aggressive with the rhetoric and remind people that it's a war. Because if it is a war, then people like Haley Stevens and Mallory McMorrow and all of their people beneath them, they need to get behind the nominee or MAGA wins. Right. And then if MAGA wins again, like, they're going to get blamed now. With a guy that you cannot fuck with a nominee like this. He's a fucking physician, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Like, the guy has IQ credibility. And because he's Muslim, he has to be pretty much perfect in his communication skills. And he is. He's pretty close to perfect. Like, it's an A- all the time.
Yeah, you know? And he's fighting. And that's what it should be. Is I'm fighting for, much like Mom Donnie did here in New York. Every single question, I bring it back to how I'm going to help the people of New York City. Every question, Abdul's got to bring it, and he has been. I'm going to bring it back to how I'm going to help the people of Michigan. I'm going to help the people in the country and fight for you. And this is how the mainstream Democrats are talking about fighting or not fighting voting rights.
As you think about this Calais decision and the effective gutting of the Voting Rights Act through Shelby and Calais, how do we best respond? You're a brilliant lawyer, been a legislator and an executive. How do we best respond to what is really a setback in terms of a tool that we've used to protect our voting rights? How do we best respond?
Okay, real talk?
Real talk, straight talk.
I honestly don't believe that it will be any time soon that we are going to revive the Voting Rights Act. So I don't believe that it is.
What an inspiring fucking message. What an inspiring message. Forget it. Forget the Voting Rights Act.
We're just going to lose.
Yeah, just forget it. Don't worry about it.
We lost, guys. It's over. The game is played.
The best use of our energy right now to try to get that done, because I don't know that it's going to get done right now, the way this Congress is composed and the way they have been treating.
Then why aren't you on every fucking stump speech trying to get motherfuckers elected who will change the Congress?
Because she's not a leader.
She's not a leader. She's a follower.
She's not a leader. She's
a follower.
Well, she's a cog in the system. Dude, I don't know who decided that being a DA, being a prosecutor, is like the prerequisite for running for office. These lawyers and they're like have public defending backgrounds, they're expected to understand global economics when they get into national office. Right. And they don't. They think they did all the learning they needed to do in law school and whatever cases they worked prior to their political career. They don't continue to evolve. Kamala Harris, there's nothing impressive about Kamala Harris. Nothing.
Yeah.
She has some aesthetic talent, okay? And that's it. She's not smart. She's not worldly. She's not skilled. Whereas there are other women out there, like Summer Lee, who I think should be, women of color I'm talking about, that should be getting promoted, like as the next generation. Kamala Harris is a boomer. Yeah. We don't need more boomers. We need next generation.
About Cori Bush, like why wasn't her race getting a lot of attention? Like that one for me was another one that really she should have won. It would have been a big fucking statement against AIPAC, maybe a bigger statement than Abdul El Sayed, in that I'm going to run the same candidate on the same platform against the candidate who beat me because of AIPAC money last time and beat him now. But unfortunately, she didn't. So I hope she stays in the fight because we need more Cori Bushes and less Kamala Harris. Let's hear a little bit more.
Civil rights issues. I'm hopeful, but I don't know that it's going to happen anytime soon. So I think part of it is we've got to think about now, and I was talking to this young woman about this, now when they have destroyed the infrastructure we built over decades and had in place with the Voting Rights Act for 50 years, how are we going to achieve the goal when that infrastructure has been destroyed? And we're going to have to be creative. Part of it is these midterms are coming up, and it will make a decision about who at least rules the Senate, the House, if not the Senate. And so we have to do the work of telling people right now, check your voter registration status. Make sure you aren't one of those people whose names got purged inappropriately. Make sure you've checked on your polling place because they've been playing games around moving the polling place where your grandparents always voted. And so on election day, when they go to that elementary school,
oh, she's talking about election day. We're like, come on.
Closed.
Literally, all they can do is go vote harder this time.
No, how
even though she just said disregard them gutting the Voting Rights Act, you should still vote. What do you mean? There might be ice at the polls. What are you fucking talking about?
If she were like practical, she'd be like, go join your local chapter of the Democratic Party.
Right.
Like that's what I would, if I were her in her position and her loyalties, that's what I would do, is encourage people to get involved. She's not offering any hope there. She's like, I have hope, but then I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. Yeah. Like, what? So where's your hope coming from? By the way, this is my co-host, Stateless Patriot, who's coming in.
Hey, Stay Pate. I've heard a lot about you. Yeah, man.
All right, I got to run soon, but we can do one more if you want.
Yeah, I got one last one. This is going to be the last one for us, folks. Little Zoran stuff. Just a little Zoran stuff for you. Just a little comparison.
The sexiest man alive in 2026. He's going to get it, dude. He's going to get it.
He better get it. Who likes and endorses Zoran Mamdani and who's against him?
Is there a picture of Zoran with his shirt off? Is he ripped?
There's that old rap video where he's wearing an apron with no shirt. You can kind of see it a little bit. But he's got to get in the gym with Hassan and Abdul. But here's Cardi B talking about Zoran Mamdani.
Cardi, what do you think about
the Bronx's own?
Where? About Mamdani as a New Yorker.
He's so sweet. He's amazing. He's young. I love him. He really do want to make a difference. If you feel like he promises something and he hasn't delivered, it's because they're making it hard for him. I swear, he really wants to teach.
Thank you for the support, madam. Cardi, what do you think about
I love
the
that.
mayors around?
I love that. He actually did an event with her to promote the universal child care.
Good.
So she met him, she knows him, and I love that. She's going like, hey, if there's something that he didn't do that you want him to do, you're trying to make it hard for him. Trust me, he's on it. He's trying to get it done. But even then, hold him accountable. If he's promised something and he's not getting it done, see why. Maybe he is being stopped, or maybe he's lacking and we got to make our mayor do what we need him to do. That's good. That's good. Now let's check out someone opposed to him. This is Alan Dershowitz, Epstein Files own Alan Dershowitz.
I have to tell you that the real problem are Jews. Jews in the Upper West Side, Jews in the Upper East Side, Jews in Park Slope, the Jews who voted for Mamdani. Remember, 7,000 Jews voted for Adolf Hitler in 1932. Most of them ended up in the gas chambers. And these idiot Jews, they have no idea what they're doing. And, people say Jews are smart. Yeah, they're smart Jews. Some of the dumbest people I've ever met are Jews from Park Slope and Upper East Side.
I haven't heard, first of all, this is what, 30 seconds?
Is fucking hilarious.
I haven't heard this much anti-Semitism out of anybody in the last 3 years more than this guy. More than this guy right now in 30 seconds. Maybe Candace Owens and Tucker, but he's giving them a rough.
Explicit. No, but he thinks he's got a pass because he's Jewish.
Yeah, he's just going, man, Jews? Let me tell you about the fucking Jews.
Dude, I mean, this is worse than me going after the Wasps.
For West Side, who don't understand where their own interests lie. Im ein ani li mile, if I am not for myself, who will be for me? If I'm for myself alone, what am I? That's Hillel. You don't need Hillel to understand that any Jew who votes for Mamdani is a self-hater. You can't do that. You can't vote for somebody who marginalizes Jews, discriminates.
Oh, we're all victims.
That fucking ghost of Steve Irwin in the background? What's going on?
Culture.
For somebody who marginalizes Jews, discriminates against Jews, hates Israel, calls Israel a genocidal state falsely. No self-respecting Jews who do that.
Jesus Christ. We might get demonetized for hate speech just for that clip.
Yeah, they got the real Jews. It's like, well, don't forget, guys, if you know your history, okay, the Pharisees, the Jewish elites at the time, crucified Christ. So the Jewish faith has been defined by internal division since 2,000 years ago. So, it's not surprising to me to hear that. Again, my best advice to everybody that watches us and we review stuff is you're going to have that initial surprise to a lot of this stuff when you're watching politics these days, but then it's going to flatten out because Trump has normalized fascism. Yeah. So you're stop being surprised.
Yeah.
It's another bullet that goes past your head, right? Remember, we're fighting a war, and you're dodging bullets, and you're dodging bullets, and don't fight until you're dead. Don't stop fighting until you get hit by one of those bullets. And right now, they got no aim. They got no aim except for the immigrants with ICE. That's the thing they've seemed to have. That's the thing that the MAGA seems to be leaning on.
Yeah. I've heard now that Alan Dershowitz, who for some reason was still a Democrat, is now thinking about leaving the Democratic Party. So has James Carville.
And Bill Maher.
And so has not a Jew, but you could have fooled me, Bill Maher.
Wait, Bill Maher's not a Jew?
No, he is Catholic. Yeah, he was Catholic.
Are you sure?
No, I'm not, actually.
Okay.
I should double check that. But
I'll check it right now.
This is 9 minutes. I already apologize for subjecting y'all to his face, and I apologize for
he has
subjecting
Jewish heritage through his mother.
Okay, there you go.
That's what matters more. Your religion always comes from your mother. For those of you,
you know what? I've heard the opposite when it comes to Christianity. Like it's your dad.
No. It's always the woman. Yep. You are of her flesh. That's the logic.
I am half Jewish because of my mom, half Christian because of my dad. We celebrate Christmas and Hanukkah.
Lucky
Ain't nobody
you.
gonna tell me different.
Yeah, lucky you.
But
it's all about
Bill Maher
materialism in
as
your
well
family.
has been saying that he may have to step away.
Leave. Get the fuck out, dude.
About real time.
And finally, new rule, Donald Trump has told 1 trillion lies, but when he says the Democratic Socialists of America are actually communist, that's not one of them.
All right. Now, first of all, Call Me By Your Name. That's the little punny title that they're going with for this segment. Let me pull up the movie that is from, Call Me By Your Name, which is a movie starring Timothée Chalamet. That's where he got his start. And famous actor Armie Hammer, who now stars in the movie Citizen Vigilante that Elon Musk won't stop promoting, directed by Boll, shithead joke of a director. It is just an Islamophobic movie about a guy going around killing Muslims. So a perfect
Wonderful.
encapsulation of Bill Maher's idiot. Also, Armie Hammer was accused of not only sexual assault but cannibalism. So another, treating women as objects.
I'm surprised Armie Hammer's still in the game. I can't believe he's back. I thought he was.
That's why he's working for Boll and not making Oscar flicks with Timothée Chalamet. But yeah, let's see a little bit more of this.
And it's not hard to prove it just by quoting the DSA and their candidates. It gives me no pleasure to have to do this. I'd much rather keep going the good vibes from my summer vacation. I had an awesome one, by the way. I totally got a girlfriend at Bible camp.
I've been to Bible camp. Check out my Who Are MAGA series.
Before we left, Vice President J.D. Vance was on the show, and I told him that if the Democratic Party keeps going in the direction of the DSA, my vote was in play. And all I heard all vacation was, oh my God, you're a Republican now. No, that's not what I said. I said in play. And here's why. Because not a week goes by where I don't read about some newly chosen, exciting new face in the Democratic Party. And then when that face opens its mouth, the Communist Manifesto or some other crazy shit comes out. Again, let's just read.
You know what? Let's not read the quote, but let's.
Yeah, I don't want to spend any more time on Bill Maher. I want to
let's end with this point because that was the most Bill Maher I've watched in years. I think that really solidifies what you were saying about the baby boomers. They grew up. They cannot escape the programming of the Cold War. The communist word is scary. The socialist word is scary. It means the same thing to me as fascist or Hitler. Matter of fact, maybe Hitler's actually not that bad, and maybe he had some points, and the trains ran on time, and whatever the fuck. But they really it's over. It's over for y'all. You lost the war. We're here to take your party. Get the fuck out or get in line. I'm sorry for yelling.
No, I mean, I think that's what the treatment that the baby boomers deserve. I think if you're a baby boomer and you want to be helpful, go join the DSA. Give them money because you have money and other generations don't because of your politics. And be quiet and learn how to do things better.
Learn why your kids are excited about these candidates. Learn why young people are getting more involved in politics in numbers that we haven't seen in generations. Learn why. And it's not just we got brainwashed by TikTok or whatever the fuck your fucking idiot news anchors are telling you. Actually, ask yourselves where your news anchors keep going. Where'd Mehdi Hassan go? You watched him every night. Why is MSNBC not called MSNBC anymore? It's called MS Now. Why the fuck is Joy Reid not there? You watched her career blossom for over 15 years to the point where she had a nightly show and then suddenly canceled? What the fuck is that? Ask yourself where they're going. Ask yourself why you keep seeing more and more conservatives come on, conservatives getting shows. And if you're not going to ask those questions, then you're going to end up like the Republicans. You're going to end up fighting with your kids. Your kids aren't going to talk to you anymore. They're not going to fucking want to associate with you. You're going to join some Facebook group of angry parents going, oh my God, my kid won't associate with me. All adult kids are fucking crazy. They've all been brainwashed by social media. It's not our fault. It's everyone else's fault. You're going to die alone, and it's going to be your fault because you're bad parents. Because you're bad fucking parents, you won't listen to your kids. Anyways,
that one hits close to home. Actually, those words have been spoken in the context of my family relations not too long ago. It is a sad truth, but you can cut through to them personally with that. It's like if you guys keep this up, you're gonna fucking die alone. No. We're not coming to your senior home to visit you after what you've done to this country. So that's it for now. Thank you for coming on and joining me as always, Alex. And the rest of you should never forget that you don't get change in America by asking nicely.
Stay tuned for a great interview with Good Morning Comrade and two